Welcome to the Women's National League Ref Series 21. Delighted to be joined with Seana and Méabh. Thanks for coming on, guys. Just going to kick it off with Peamount. They were the winners against Treaty at PRL Park. It was 6-0. Another tough result for Treaty United, but it was a great display from the Peas overall. Seana, was there any player that stood out to you in that one?
Yeah, I think Tara Hanlon, not just in this game, but I think so far for Peamount, she's been the most consistently good performer. And she played in a different position as well at the weekend, got herself a goal, but I just think she's been a real joy to watch over the course of the season so far. And again, obviously going into a game like Treaty, she got an opportunity to try a new position and obviously show James that she's not just good defending, she can join in attacks as well. But I just think she's grown over the course of the season and she's becoming a real important player for the Peas.
Yeah, and I think also for someone like Tara, who's so young, to kind of stay consistent, to be put into a senior team, stay consistent throughout the games, great credit to her as well. Moving on now, Shelbourne, they beat Galway 2-1 at Eamon DC Park. Another game with fantastic coverage from TG Cahir. An important win for Shells as well in their quest to retain the league title. Galway getting that goal as well in the second half kind of set up the game for an entertaining rest of the match. Méabh, what did you make of that overall game?
Yeah, I thought there's a lot of talk before, whether Shells would have a Champions League hangover nearly going into it, the tiredness in the legs and even with the travel and everything. But
Yeah.
It nearly appeared that way at the very start. They were slow to get into it and Galway started very well, just couldn't get a goal. And then I think once Shells got the penalty, then they kind of pushed on a bit, and Galway were probably happy to see half time. And then obviously then Noelle's cracker of a strike, she's just been doing it for years, and she did it again at the weekend, unfortunately from a Galway perspective. But then obviously then Reynolds got the goal for Galway, and like you said, it changed the game again, kind of made it for a really exciting finish. But Galway just couldn't get the goal they needed to get a point. But yeah, like you said, a huge win for Shells, I think, because it really it kind of keeps them in a good position at the top of the table now.
Yeah, and moving on now, Wexford, they beat Bohemians 5-2 at Dalymount Park. Most of the goals coming in that second half as well. Seana, another game where Ellen Malloy was one of the most influential players on the pitch. And with that result as well, Wexford still remained 2 points behind Shells at the top. What did you make of that game?
Yeah, it was very good. Like I say it week in, week out about Wexford, you just can't count them out. They're an experienced team, they know how to win. Even when the chips are down, they always seem to be able to pull it out of the bag. And I know Ellen's been getting a lot of the credit late, and rightly so. But I think another player that's kind of deserves a lot of credit and applause is Ciara Roster. I think her performances have improved over the season, and like some of the passes in that game were exceptional. The one for Ellen's goal was brilliant. But yeah, I think in terms of that game at the weekend, it just goes to show that Wexford are having one of those seasons where they're probably starting to feel like luck might be on their side a bit, where even in the games where it looks like it's nearly over or things aren't going to go their way, they're able to pull it out of the bag. And they obviously got the goals, and it was great to see the younger girls as well, the likes of Anya Walsh and Méabh Russell, get on the score sheet. And I think that's going to be a real asset to them coming into the business end of the season. The fact that the goals aren't just coming from Ellen anymore or Kylie, that they're coming from all over the pitch now, which is exactly what you need at this stage.
Yeah. I thought Ellen had another great game, and as you said, Ciara Roster as well. She's been in fantastic form this season, and rightly so, should be given credit for that. Moving on now, DLR Waves just beat Cork City by the 1 goal. Mia Dodd getting the goal. A really tough match at times as well. Like Méabh, it kind of shows how far Cork City has come as a team this season.
Yeah, it does. I mean, unfortunately for them, it's probably not reflected on the league table, but they have been putting in some really good performances, and Saturday was no different. They really put it up to DLR. They were unlucky. I think they hit the crossbar towards the end of the game as well, which really could have sealed the point for them. But Abby McCarthy also had a good penalty save. I thought she did very well in that game, but might be slightly disappointed with the free kick in that, but it was a good finish all the same from Méabh. So yeah, Cork have definitely progressed. You would hope to see them maybe pick up just a few more points, but there's some really good work. They seem to have developed a lot under Danny Murphy there, and they are really pushing the teams, at the other end of the table as well. So it just shows, I suppose, how far even the league has come, the competitiveness of it, that like it's anyone's, on the day anyone can win.
Yeah, exactly. And finally, Athlone, they beat Sligo Rovers 4-2. Athlone back to winning ways after that 2-0 defeat to Peamount last week. The league title race is one thing, Seana, but the Golden Boot race, is also heating up. Athlone's Emily Corbett, she is 14. How important has she been this season for Athlone?
Huge. She's been absolutely huge. Very talented player, and I think a really bright future ahead of her, not just for Athlone, but also with Ireland, hopefully. And I think any player can come into a bit of form. It's easy enough to have a good game here or there, but the sign of a truly good player is being consistently good and performing for your team week in, week out. And that's exactly what she does. Like, even in the game a few weeks ago in Tolga against Shells, like she didn't have probably a great performance by her standards, but she was still so effective in the game. She wasn't getting on the ball as much because obviously Shells, it made sure to keep close eye on her and always have someone near her. But she kind of was able to create space for other people to utilise, and she dropped back in and she dug in deep for her team, and that's, I think, what she does really well. Is she shows great maturity for her age, to go, okay, maybe it's not going right for me today, I'm not going to get on the ball as much as I'd like to, but then she kind of then starts going, how can I make space for other people, or how can I become more effective for my team in other ways? And I think she's been fantastic for Athlone. And there's not just her, obviously she needs the players behind her, the likes of Larry Ryan, who does all the dirty stuff, the not so pretty stuff, to make it easy for the likes of Emily to go and score goals and play well. And obviously Muireann as well is a fantastic player there.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, thanks so much for joining me, guys. It was a great week of football, I think, and I'll speak to you about very soon.